Okay, everybody. Today I'm going to give you another extra credit assignment, and this is going to be an AI assignment. I would love to see what you guys can make of this. This assignment is worth 10 points towards your lowest exam score. You're going to use AI to recreate a work of art that we studied in this class, but you're going to recreate it as a different style. So, for example, what if the Mona Lisa was painted by a post-impressionist? Or if Mona Lisa and Starry Night had a baby, what would it look like? Think about questions like that when you are doing this assignment. So I'm not an expert on how to do this. I don't know how to teach you how to do this, but I played around with AI and I made a couple of examples. But I think you guys can play around with it and possibly do a better job than what I did. So the first step is that you're going to learn how to create AI generated images. I'm sure there's lots of YouTube videos about this. I don't know. I haven't sought them out, but I bet if you typed into YouTube, how to create AI generated images, I'm sure there's videos that could show you. I didn't do this. I didn't look up videos. I just kind of just played with it. For the examples that I created, I went to Google and I said free AI image creators or something like that. I can't remember what exactly I asked Google, but it gave me a few sites. So I went to 2 sites and just played around. And you can do what I did, or you can find out on your own. I mean, find your own way of how to do this. So, this is college, figure it out. Don't do anything immoral or illegal, but figure it out. Okay, so for 1303, I want you to choose an artwork from this semester and an artwork from a different style from this semester. And the same with 1304. Choose an artwork from this semester and an artwork from a different artist from this semester, or a different style, and definitely a different style. So here's an example of what I played around with. What if Achilles and Ajax playing dice was created in the late medieval Italy era? What would it have looked like? So that's kind of what I was thinking of when I did the examples that I'm going to show you in a little bit. That's for 1303. It's pre-Renaissance. For 1304, you might do something like, what if Mona Lisa was painted by Vincent van Gogh? So step 3 is create an AI image based on your 2 chosen artworks or artists. For 1304, like, what if Mona Lisa was created by Vincent van Gogh? Here's what it might have looked like. But now that I've used Mona Lisa and Van Gogh as an example, I don't want you to use these for your project. Find a different artwork other than Mona Lisa. Find a different artwork rather than Starry Night. There's there's so many other artworks and artists you can choose from. All right, and then the third step is turn in your results. I'll show you an example of that in a bit. So here's what you're going to turn in. You're going to create a document that has the following. You're going to name the AI generator that you used and what was your initial prompt to the AI generator, and then show me the result. And then you edit your prompt and then show me the result. And then you edit that prompt and then show me the final result. So this is kind of how it works. So in Raphael AI, I typed in, can you make the Greek vase painting, Achilles and Ajax playing a board game, look like it was painted by the artist Giotto? And this is what it gave me. Now, here's what I've learned about playing around with this. I don't think AI knows what Giotto means. I really don't think you can say, hey, make Mona Lisa look like it was done by a post-impressionist. I don't think the AI is going to be able to understand that. I think you're going to have to go a little bit deeper and be a little bit more descriptive when you talk to AI. So here's my second attempt. I wanted a tree without leaves in the upper right-hand corner, make a tan and brown hill in the background that slants diagonally from the upper right to the lower left. That's that hill back there. In fact, that's that hill back in the distance, which was what this hill is. And that tree in the upper right is this tree. And I asked to put angels coming towards us using foreshortening. And I don't think the computer understood what foreshortening was, but it gave me some angels up in the sky, although their anatomy was like really strange and bizarre. But all right, so this is pretty good. It looks kind of close to the Giotto. It looks kind of close to the subject. All right, so that's pretty good. So then I tried it again, and then it started to get really weird. I added, and all I did was make Ajax and Achilles wear armor, remove the wings from Ajax and Achilles, and it just added more wings. So, you know, I'm still new at this. I don't, it got weird. The hill thing got weird in the background. The angels got weird. So on these three, it was the second one that was the closest to my intent. All right. And then I tried it with crayon. So I said, can you make it look like Achilles and Ajax playing a game of dice was painted by the artist Giotto in the late medieval era? Make the background sky blue with angels flying around. Now, this painting what the AI came up with looks beautiful, but it doesn't look like a fresco painted by Giotto. So then my second attempt was, let's see, put a tan and brown hill in the background going diagonal from the upper right to the lower left. In the upper right hand corner, put a tree with no leaves. Dull the colors a little and make it look like a fresco wall painting. And pow, that really looks like a Giotto painting with Ajax and Achilles playing a game of dice. So that one looks almost exactly what I wanted. That's really close. And in my third attempt, all I asked was that make Achilles and Ajax wear Greek armor. That's the only thing I added to it. And it went way these things are much worse than the second attempt. It gave me all of these, and I thought that was really strange. But then I would turn these three results in, and I would discuss how my second result is the best one, the closest to what I wanted to do. So save the document as a PDF. I'll show you that, and upload on D2L, and use the example document, which I'm about to show you, in the extra credit assignment folder as a guide for formatting your document. Okay, so this will be your AI assignment. As always, in the header, you're going to have your last name, not my last name, and a page counter in the upper right-hand corner. So each page gets counted to the next number. All right, let's go back up to the top. The AI assignment, give it a nice title to it. And then here's what I want you to do. Before creating the images, briefly explain which images you chose and why you chose these images. Write a paragraph. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just be yourself. Include the images down below the paragraph with figure 1 and figure 2, artist, title, date, and style. And then when you mention the title, put that in italics. So this is, you should have written this before you started. Like, what's your point? Why did you choose them? What did you think it would look like? And then I want you to write your first attempt with your first prompt up here. And what did the AI give you? What I did to get these images is I did a screen capture, and then I cropped it. Okay, so you write your first attempt and then what the prompt was and then what the first image is. My document is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 page document. So each artwork, I want you to post it large so I can see it easy, right? And then you're going to put your second attempt and the artwork. And then the third attempt, what was your prompt? The second attempt, what was your prompt? And then the artwork. And then the third attempt, what was your prompt? And then the artwork. And then at the end, I want you to discuss your findings. So after creating these images, discuss the process of creating them and what you think of the results. Which one did you like? Which one didn't you like? And so just a brief paragraph, kind of what you thought about this assignment and how it worked out for you and so on. So, and then you're going to post it in D2L.